Alright, gonna do a how-to video on how to do an arch. The arch that I am going to be doing is this one over the entrance right here. I'll create this arch. So the distance what I need to do right off the bat is I need to find the distance from this post to this post, and it is 8'8". Now I'll turn around and I'll show you what the house looks like. So this is the front entrance. I'll be measured from that post to this post. We're 8'8", and I'm gonna go with a 2 foot piece of plywood. Is what I'm gonna cut my arch out. So it'll be 2 feet by 8'8". It's really unfortunate it's 8 inches past 8 feet. Otherwise, it's just one nice sheet of plywood. And it's actually 2 pieces. So there'll be 2 pieces, 24 inches by 8'8". So I've got those cut. They're inside the house. Come with me. So there they are. That is 2 feet by 8'8". What I did is I found the center point. Oh, you can hardly see that lead. That's 4'4". And that's 4'4". I made these two, this mark line up with this joint in the plywood subfloor. Now that is centered on this arch piece that I'm going to cut, and now all I do is I put a nail anywhere along this line in the house and I will get my arch. So what I did is I chose to go all the way back here because it's a nice soft arch. You can see there's my nails. So my tape on. I don't do that. Now we go up here. And I'm at 226.5. Alright? So now I'll show you how I scribe that line. You can see I already have the line. I'll show you how I do that. Put my pencil right on 226.5. I hold it there. And I slide around over the plywood. You hear me? I got my pencil on 226.5. And now I keep my pencil there and I just rotate around. Sorry, I think I'll be leaving camera soon. Now I grab my Sawzall, set it up, and I cut it. All right, I've taken it off the floor, gone to the back deck here. And you can see at the edge of the deck, holding it down. So you want to make sure you cut your arch so that you're not actually cutting underneath. All right, there's my line. I'll cut that. Remember, this is not a piano, this is framing. So there it is cut now. Okay, back to the front. Here's the 2 posts. So this arch is going to be as wide as this post, both these posts. So I measure this distance and I subtract 1/2 inch on either side for the plywood because it's 7/16, so I take off 1/2 inch and I cut a bunch of 2x4 blocks at that length. So this here thing is 18 inches. So I'll be cutting a bunch of 17-inch blocks out of 2x4. I'm gonna cut about 20 blocks. This is a really good area to burn up scrap lumber. I don't have much. So yeah, I'll just cut a bunch of 17-inch blocks. That was actually 16. We'll see how that works. So I have everything set up where I cut it, or sorry, where I traced it. Now I'll start putting on these little blocks. I'll show you how that works. It's important that you don't, when these are tacked together, don't take them apart. Keep everything together so that you don't flip it around, because it could be a little bit wonky then. All right, let's get going. It's roughly put together. Now I gotta somehow get this hoist. I'm gonna go ahead and add the 17-inch blocks to the back side, to the top of the arch. I am concerned about weight here. Go to the front. All right, so I typically don't fasten with my gun inside the arch. This arch was just so wide, my gun fit. And so that's why I chose to do it the way I did it. Usually when the arch is so narrow, I put nailer strips up on the top. Oops. I put nailer strips at the top, and then I would hold the arch and then nail into the nailer strips. But because the arch was so wide, I felt I could get my gun inside. And it was as heavy as I really ever want to do. So now I'll just finish putting in the rest of the blocks. All right, one more block there. Let's step back and have a look at it. And that's it. It's finished. It's got a very slight arch to it. I like it. Come up inside here, get a couple close-ups. see here, this is where I was nailing to the beam, and this is flush with the outside of the gable. So that's how that looks. So that looks all the way down. Yeah, fastened. It's not going anywhere. I want to show you a little bit more. You see how I fastened it up to the beam and the rafters.